Aha! How are we all doing, everyone? Hope you're keeping well out there. You all hearing me loud and clear? I certainly hope you are. Good evening, everyone. We have tonight in the chat, we have so far Richard 100 White Sapphire. We also have in the chat Audio Al, Ian Harrison, R52, Kev B is here. Good evening to you all on this super duper Sunday evening. Indeed. Are you hearing me okay? Will tonight be the night that the batteries go flat because they have not been changed in a while? So I hope you will be placing our bets for that. Let us see. White Sapphire is here. Still alive. Good stuff. Audio Al, R1, R52, Ian Harrison, Kev B, and White Sapphire so far. Underscore has kicked in there, and so is Jerry McGarry. Wonderful. So there's a few around tonight. Let's see what everyone else has got to say for themselves. Computer's a bit slow tonight. Let's have a look at the laptop here. I'm sounding well according to Underscore. Ooh, that Panasonic is just a bit better than the one I'm after. A bit later. Oh, sorry, Kev. It was the one you wanted. I'd nearly let you have it. Interesting story with that, but we'll get to that later on. And I'm sorry I didn't make a video about it, but I've got a bit of a nasty experiment in my head. We'll see. Loud and clear so far. I'm sure you'll all be very quick to let me know when the batteries go flat anyway. And as you do, you always write it in block capital letters so I can see it, so I can hear you. Richard 100 informs us that notifications actually work this time for him. Oh, that's a first. Someone's getting the notifications. There's a few of you never get the notifications, unfortunately. And usually end up being a bit late or what have you. So, thumbs up says Underscore. Indeed, just because the man from Cork isn't here doesn't mean you don't have to do the old thing. So as you can see, I have a cacophony of vintage electronics on the bench there running. Everyone likes a Nixie tube. Everyone likes Nixie tubes, and everyone likes a Nixie tube frequency counter, which we like to drag out every now and again. This one is a Leader brand frequency counter from probably the late 70s or early 80s. And it works quite well, and it's actually hanging off something else made by Leader, a signal generator, a bit earlier though, from the 60s. And we can see that my signal generator is quite stable and actually very accurate for what it is. It seems to be bang on, or as bang on as they could be. But Roundy, where's Roundy? Is he swimming down in Cork? Oh, I hope not. That actually slipped my mind. Oh, Roundy could be under 10 foot of water. The weather has been dreadful, and an awful lot of houses have been destroyed in Cork due to flooding. Not for the first time. And a lack of anyone doing anything about it, of course. However, that's what you're dealing with. We have 18 watching with 10 thumbs up, 19 watching. Yes. So, how is everyone keeping out there in Happy Land on the tube? Anyone actually getting to do anything interesting lately? I still haven't. Not really, anyway. But I'm sure that'll all change at some stage. Soldering tips go somewhere here. We have a box marked for soldering tips. We use my box. Just throw it in there. Problem with having all those little drawers is you have to sort them all out. Yeah, it's not simple. Galborn next week. Oh, lovely stuff, Kev. Lovely stuff. Always a good day out to Goblin. I must say I enjoyed my trip over there. It's quite possible I would have went again, but it was very short notice how it was advertised. A lot of complaints about their advertising. Kev B, are you a member of the British Vintage Wireless Society by any chance? Which means, Kev, it's a year since we had our encounter. Neither am I. Which is hard to believe that's a year ago. Your good lady got that lovely chair off the bonfire pile. Indeed. Let's see if we can make the picture on the television look better on the television. Did that help? No, it may go worse. The Panasonic isn't a bad old set at all. It's not going to look quite right on the camera. It wouldn't look too bad there now. Michael Dranfield has a thing for over. Still got the chair. Using it earlier. Nice one. Yeah, it was a good catch, that. I'm sure Michael Dranfield will be along in a while. Michael likes an oversaturated picture for some reason. So we got to look after Michael. Grayscale's a bit out on it. I think the tube might be a little bit past its best. Yes, a Panasonic Squintrix. Indeed. I think it might be better off in the Isle of Man than Cork. Has it got the green tuning stripe? Ooh, I don't even think we got that far with it. We're feeding it in. It has separate video and audio inputs. It's very snazzy. So we're feeding direct video into it. And I must say, in real life, without all the artifacts and nonsense that the camera brings, it's got quite a nice picture on it. I think a twiddle on the grayscale and should be a good one. Which brings me to where Japanese reliability once again. So I got that the other day. I was given it. I had stood out in all that rain, and it was soaking wet completely. Anyway, I wasn't all that pushed on it. I didn't really have much faith in it. However, we left it in the shed for a day, and it was still wet. It was obviously still damp, but I plugged it in anyway, and I made all sorts of squealing noises and stuff. And I thought, oh dear, I'm after doing in the line output transformer or something. However, I left it on, and I got the hairdryer, and I've got quite a powerful hairdryer here, which I was given lately. It's a professional one, and it's a proper hairdryer. It's a serious bit of kit. Anyway, I just stuck it in this. This is while it's on, right, full of water. Stuck it in the vents, blew it in for 5 minutes, and as it was drying out, it started to improve. And the next thing, a raster came up, and I thought, whoa. And the line hole was obviously out, and as it dried out, it came in. And after about 5 minutes, we got a test card on it. So I was thinking of conducting an experiment with. I'll wait till I get a real rough working television, Japanese one. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna stand it outside for 3 months in the rain and the weather. Bring it in. Dry it out for a couple of days, and we'll see does it still work. Then I'm going to do the same with a Thorn 3500. and we'll see which one wins. I'm not going to do that with 3500 because I think we'd know. But the Japanese stuff, I mean, that stuff's an incredible testament to Japanese engineering and reliability, that it could be, you could plug a television in, running it wet, dry it out with hardware, and it just starts working. Make sure that the crap set. Oh, don't worry, it'll be something that's cracked in half or something. But we'll get one and just try it for the crack. Interesting experiment. Chipmunk is here as well. Good evening, Chipmunk. That's not very good at all, Chipmunk. Yeah, YouTube, they're after messing around with the mobile app as well, I just noticed. They're after updating it and making it less user-friendly, which they seem to like doing. Japanese stuff will last. Well, as I explained to someone there recently, the Japanese stuff will last because it's very humid in Japan. And they take all this into account when they design these things. So, yeah, the Japanese TVs will take you a bit of abuse. Panasonics are pretty much bulletproof. They were, although I had a nasty experience with a Panasonic there a couple of years ago now. Let me down, but yeah, no, overall they were pretty good, all right. The last of them Quintrix tubes were really excellent. Beautiful sets. Very nice. So this is quite a nice one. It has a tweeter on the front, driver on the side. Now, back again. They didn't last long, did they? Out of interest, what are the used batteries reading? See, Kev B's always interested in technical matters. Let's have a fucking squint and find out. I hope this Fluke 28 Mark II can be trusted to give a true and accurate reading. Right. Zincs fresh out. Of course, we know though the zincs will go back to their nominal 1.5 volts even when they're flat, when given time to recover. The 1.19. Yeah, so she empties them out, all right. 1.2. Yeah, so 1.2, and that voltage is recovering. So we could say it probably worked down to, I don't know, I must put the bench power supply on the microphone pack someday just to see. And give them a rub and swap them over. Pound shop power. Well, I get about 10 hours out on them. So if you did the maths, The alkalines weren't lasting much there. The old microphone does seem to take a fair out of whack. Why on God's green earth the microphone doesn't have a rechargeable lithium pack in it? I don't know. Check them again in a bit. I'd say they'll come right back up. The old zinc carbons are interesting. They lose their ability to provide current, but the voltage recovers on them. Some of them Duracells up or Everready's up there, red perfect. It's just when you go to try and get that now. Alkalines don't tend to do that in the same way. Get the old Duracell rechargeables. I don't know, I've kind of gone off anything that says Duracell on it now. All the nonsense with Duracell. Probably, yeah. Those rechargeables, the Aldi/Lidl do, are pretty good. I have a few of them around the place. Yeah, it just cuts out. Yeah, it's a fine bit of gear. But like that, I don't know why they don't just have a rechargeable. You imagine there'd be, in this day and age, that you'd have a USB-C pack, you know, and you just plug it in or whatever. But then again, you know, maybe in the professional world, what they want is if it goes flat, that you can just bang 2 batteries in it and go again. I don't know. Duraleague, yeah, gone off Duracell altogether. Kodak Power. 22 watching with found a remote control for my little heater. I'm going to turn it off now. Handy. Chipmunk says, yeah, the Pro mics we had at the conference had 9 volts for easy getting back going again. Yeah, with Duracell on them now was Dodge, I think. Well, they've damaged their reputation as far as I'm concerned, you know. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. The old generators staying pretty stable there, isn't it? I'm on 7 megahertz at the minute. Let's go up to the dizzy heights of 10. Frequency counter says it's it goes up to 15 megahertz. And actually, I think she'll go a bit higher than that as well. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, she'll read up to around. Yeah, she'll read up to around 18. And it starts getting a bit silly. And there she is at 20 still reading. Last digit goes a bit crazy. Oh, yeah. Around 22 megahertz it'll go up to. This is a 10 anyway for the crack. Let's see if it's still at 10 in an hour. Do-do-do. Tommy Hanna wants to know, did you ever do anything with the tractor that you got, JJ? No, I won't be doing much with that. That tractor's just passing through. I won't be doing much with the tractor. I wouldn't have the time anyway. Rob is here. Hello, Rob. Yeah. Interesting. Carrying on from last week, I was asking you some questions and things and doing some market research or research of a kind anyway, and whatever. I was asking things and being nosy and what have you. Let's see who's here. Do. A Powell. Everyone knows a Powell. Driver Film Shortwave inquires, is anyone going to the Goulburn? Kev B in the chat may go to the Goulburn if he gets the chance. He may also get some more furniture off the bonfire pile next door. There's a quick poll for you. I know how you love doing polls. Still haven't got any notifications in 23 minutes. Have you ever gotten a notification off YouTube? Tommy. I'm wondering, have you got, is there something wrong with maybe, perhaps you have the bell rung on the YouTube channel, but if you don't have push notifications enabled on your phone or some such, you may not be able to update you. Usually get a notification midway through the stream. Terrible, isn't it? Yeah, YouTube's gone a bit downhill lately, but I don't know what the answer is. Driver Film Shortwave says yes, so I take it he is a member of the British Vintage Wireless Society. If you don't know what the BVWS stands for, it probably doesn't matter, because then you're definitely not a member. However, it stands for British Vintage Wireless Society. Always interested in what people are or are not members of and things. If you have not voted, please do so if you're in a position to do so, and so on and forth. We have 16 votes with 28 people watching, 17 votes with 28 people watching. Though I am two of those people, because I'm watching myself on the laptop and on the phone, just so I know if I'm getting out or not, if it stops. I'll leave the poll there for another minute, and then you might. Let me see. Rob says, we want the poll go away. Okay, we have 19 votes on the poll. I don't know if anyone else is going to vote. Right. Place your bets. Betting ends. Betting has ended. Poll has ended. 84% of people are not members. 15% are. So we'll take it 3 people are members of the British Royal Society who are watching here right now. Okay, interesting. We'll carry on in a minute. I don't hit the bell. I'm never off YouTube. Very good. So you'll find me. I need to see if I can get Nixie clock kit from AliExpress. Yeah, I think they're pricey though. I had a KB colour TV. It would run better with the back off as colour would go. Even with loads of soldering on the circuit board's joints. Was nice TV, 26 inch, says Rob. Richard 100 says, got the magazines and DVDs. Tommy Hannon says, an old wireless on adverts the other day for free. He hopes it went to a good home. Indeed. Am I watching myself? I suppose I am. What is the 1% missing? I don't know. It's probably just some weird quirk of YouTube. Patrick Bourne is here. Google can't do a lot of things. Mark's NTL just joined and missed the ballot. Good evening, Jojo, and everyone else. Oh, there. You see, this is what happens. You see, people. All right, Mark. Well, just give us a yes or no answer, Mark. Are you a member of the British World Society? And then we can say that it was, 17%. No. Very well. Right. Let's have a chat about that. Right. Let's start a poll. Oh. Right. Another poll. Bar the shit out of you. Someone with a strange name inquires, am I in my house or a shed? This certainly isn't my house. No, I'm in a shed. I am indeed. Old signal generators holding 1 megahertz or 10 megahertz quite well there. Also a good indication whether I'm live or not, isn't it? That if it freezes, you'll know. Right. So 55% are not. 11 votes. So hopefully a few more people will vote. Interesting. Do vote. Do vote in the poll. Mark Santiel inquires, what to do? Is it a Finlux or Luxor? Perhaps it is not. It is a Panasonic Squintrix. Panasonic Squintrix. Or should I say Panasonic Quintrix. This is one, Mark. You'll like this. I told everyone else, but I'll tell you. I got this the other day. I had stood out in very, very heavy rain. Brought it into the shed for one day. It wasn't too pushed about because I had a feeling it mightn't work. Put it on the bench anyway, plugged it in. And I made a horrible squealing noise. And anyway, I stuck a very powerful hairdryer into the back vents. And in the space of 5 minutes, we got a raster. The control started working on the front, and then I was able to select the video input. And as you can see, it's working perfectly. Incredible. We were just talking about Japanese reliability, and I was thinking about running an experiment where I will wait and see if I get myself a write-off Japanese set of this era. And I was going to stand it outside for maybe 3 or 6 months and then bring it in, dry it out for a week, and see does it still work. I have a feeling it will, because I've gotten loads of days over the years. Japanese televisions of this ilk, which just refuse to die. Yeah, incredible stuff. Now, of course, as I said earlier, Japan is a very humid country, and they have to make account of this, so their stuff is pretty much waterproof anyway. Peter inquires, do I have heating out here? I do. I have a diesel heater which pumps warm air into the shed. I also have an electric below heater. But it does not get particularly cold in here. Unless it hasn't been heated for a week or two. Then yes, it does get quite cold. But if you can keep the ambient temperature up a little bit, then it's okay. "21 volts on this one. 34 watching." Now, I know there's quite a few of you at home who are not in a position to reply for one reason or another. One gentleman that I have a funny feeling will be watching tonight is Joe Malloy. So we send him best wishes, but he watches on his smart television, so therefore is not in a position to comment. However, everyone will say good evening to Joe. Rod's Radios is looking in as well. Good evening, Rod, sir. Good to see you in the chat too. So that would skew things a little bit, because I think some more members of the British Vintage Wireless Society have popped in. But however, this is all a rough base. 22 votes in the poll. Would you consider joining the BVWS? 59% say yes. 41% say no. I'm ending the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll has been brought to an end, and that will give me a chance to catch up with the chat just quickly. Nama National Panama Bosonical. Very good, Chipmunk. I saw crap electronics abroad once. Japasonic. Ooh, sounds swish. Tommy Hannon inquires, am I spending all that ad money on beer or tractors? I can't turn the ads off, Tommy. I cannot turn the ads off. YouTube will run ads whether monetization is selected or not. So, and I can tell you for a fact, probably around 5 cents is what I would get for the ads on a live stream. So, there you go. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to find a different output. Perhaps I should knock YouTube on the head. Tropicalized. Yeah, just like the old Avos. Phone companies in the tropics had to do that. Everything covered in varnish or later conformal coating. Great stuff in other televisions. Yes, I know what you're saying though. I used to put them in the same cupboard as the hot water tank. Yeah, dry them out. Tellies are looking great, says Patrick. Thank you. Peter says he needs to go to sleep very late here in Singapore. Love your channel. Well, thank you very much, Peter, and thank you for calling in. That's nice. Singapore, it's incredible. So we have people who drop in here from Australia, the US, and Singapore. Singapore, I think, is a new one. That's amazing. And thank you very much. I do know there's an Irish gentleman who sometimes lives in the Philippines, on and off, and he watches from there. So we've had the Philippines as well here. But that's incredible, Singapore. What an amazing medium this is for communication, though. You know, broadcasting here from my shed to the whole world for anyone who wants to watch. Incredible. Hitachis are good. Hitachis are excellent. I must say, I think Hitachis are bomb-proof. Never had any issue with Hitachis, especially the old CNP range, 680. Yeah, I wonder what the television's last hour, you see. Underscore said, we're scattered across the world. Of course, we're forgetting the underscore is in Prague. Isn't that right? Am I correct? Did I remember correctly? An old friend of mine lives in Singapore now, an ex-Bang & Olufsen design engineer. What Singapore is like to live in? Almost. Oh, I have it wrong. Oh, no, he's outside. Yeah, maybe. I think you're not far from Prague. Is that right? No, I can't remember. Can't remember all these. Right. Chipmunk says, talking about reliability, had an ex-rental Granada set once. Torn chassis, can't remember the type, but whatever. It was sticky with dust and cigarette tar inside, but still worked. Spent an entire weekend cleaning the crap out of it, isn't it? Some televisions used to be disgusting. They really were. Smoker's choice. Oh, welcome to Flavor Country, as the other fella says. Right. Here's a question for you. Just trying to figure out the thinking behind a lot of this stuff. You know, what criticisms would you what criticism would you give the BVWS, or what do you think they could do different, or why would you not join, or why would you join, or what have you? You know, because I think some people are becoming disgruntled or whatever. I don't know. I'm not. What's in the jug? What is in the jug? What's in the jug is my waddy orange. On an alcohol-free evening here this evening, as I have to get up early in the morning. So we are abstaining from alcoholic beverages this evening. Which also brings me to the point that come 10 o'clock sharp, your picture will go blank, because I'm going into bed. Dennis is in a hotel. Wonderful. Tommy Hanlon says, because I didn't know what it was until you told me. There you go. There you go. Driver Film Shortwave says, no criticism to the BVWS. Where else would you go to get radios for cheap and meet some friends and have a bit of banter. Very good. Very good. Some people are complaining that maybe they aren't advertising some of these deals as well as they should and stuff like that. So it's just interesting. Are clubs, groups, and societies dying in general? I'm just interested to hear people's thoughts on stuff like this, because, we see a lack of participation in online forums and stuff than we would have had, say, 10 or 15 years ago. And I'm starting to wonder, are clubs, groups, and societies? I'm just taking the BVWS here as an example. We could talk about the IRTS, which is the Irish Radio Transmission Society, for amateur radio people here, or their counterparts in the UK, the RSGB, or any of these organisations. So it's just interesting to take people's opinions on this stuff, because I don't know what the future is in these things. Driver Film Shortwave says he didn't know about the British Wireless Society until George Christophe and Cody's mentioned it. Yes. Jim Simpson is on the 7-Up free. Very good. Tommy is going to be listening to us in the car on his way to Sandymount. Very good. Mark Santiel says the first he's heard of it tonight. I look into it. There you go. Right. So, just on the British Vintage Wireless Society, I'm not a member. I probably never will be a member. Though I do support them in my own little way. I'm not against what they do in any way, shape, or form. I think they run the things and they do their best, and they're a voluntary organisation at the end of the day. I think they do quite well. They've been around for a long time. There's lads in it that know what they're at. And I always give them a bit of stuff at the bring and buy at the MVCF, and I think they make a few quid off it to keep the thing going. In fact, they probably make enough that I could pay for a year's membership if I wanted. But I've never been one really for being into membership of societies or groups or things like that in general. The CD and the bulletin is worth it alone, says Driver Film Shortwave. Yes, indeed. And I'm seeing back issues of the bulletin here, and I have a few. I do buy a pile of them off them when I'm there. And they are very well laid out. There's not much impetus for me to be a member in Ireland either, unless they're just, there's not really a whole lot they can do for us or I can do for them living here. Although I know there's quite a number of people in Ireland that are members. Audio Al says, I think the internet has taken over a lot of societies. If you have an old amp or radio that needs fixing, you can normally find information on YouTube, etc. Yeah, well, that's very true, yeah. Whereas one time you probably would have went down to the library and got a list of associations and stuff and to find someone who might know what they were talking about. And it probably goes not just in this, but every walk of life. In electronics or ornithology or stamp collecting or philately. I don't think that's the right term either. But yes, it is interesting. They have loads of let me see. Not that it's what you were after, but I've just joined the Telecommunications Heritage Group as a result of you prompting. They have loads of data on telecom stuff. that would be useful to me. Yeah, very good. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say it wasn't what I'm after. Yeah, I'm interested in societies in general. I suppose I picked the British Vintage Wireless Society just as one to discuss, which I suppose most people here will be familiar with, but it turns out quite a few people here are not familiar with. So yeah, there you go. I don't know what they could do to promote themselves more, but that's up to them if they want to do that or not. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yes. So anyway, I think everyone's said everything they want to say on that point. So I will remove that comment now. On pin message. Do we still have a white sapphire in the chat? She's gone quiet. She must be feeding cats. Participants at the moment are Audio Al, Driver Film Shortwave, Jim Simpson, Mark's NTL, and the Chipmunk. Still here. No sign of Ray tonight. Not yet. No sign of Ray and no sign of Roundy. Not yet, anyway. I suppose I should. Here's one then, right? Because people here didn't know. Some people in this chat tonight did not know who the British Vintage Wireless Society were, for example. So I'm going to put another question up here, right? Wayne Sharp is up at half 5, so he's off to bed. So we wish him a good night's sleep. Take it easy, Wayne, and we'll catch you again. Kev B asks, Judge, have you an email for Andy Dawes? Can you pass mine to him if so, please? Andy, have I got an email for Andy Dawes? I don't know, is the honest answer, Kev. I don't know if I've ever had any. I'll have to have a look. All right, I'll have a look and I will say. Has he not got an email address at the end of his channel now? Thought maybe he had. I'll have a look. Did Andy Dawes ever email me about don't remember exchanging emails with Andy Dawes, but it's quite possible. I'll have a look and say if I do have it, I'll forward his email address to you. or your email address to him, or whatever suits. I'm sure he's not a hard man to get a hold of. Dennis says he's depressed. The only way he can get support for a certain software is through Facebook. Yeah, that doesn't sound great. It's a bore. I've just woken up to the fact my workshop has been burgled. Oh no. That's not good. Oh. Chipmunk says, Dawes was active earlier, loving 7-year-old comments from me on his channel. What are you up to, Andy? Yeah, I'm sure there's an email address at the end of his channel, but there might be. I'm saying I'm sure. I'll tell you what, I'll look now. Let's do a new page. YouTube search Andy Dawes. Well, Why can't I find Andy Dawes' channel? This is terrible. Let's see. I know why. There, because he changed the name of his channel before. He's now Dawes Television Workshop. Let's see. About. Oh, he doesn't have an email address on his channel. Oh, that's me told. Right. Okay. Night, Andy. See. That's not wonderful news, White Sapphire. No email visible. No. Yes, not ideal, White Sapphire. Not ideal at all. The studio workshop is here. Good evening, sir. 28 watching 20. Where is the roundie? I hope he's not didn't get washed away down there. Is that a Hitachi? It is not. But it is of that ilk. It's a Panasonic. Which I suppose I'll relay this story again. Andy Doswell's here. Andy Doswell's here. Andy, we've been talking about you. We've been talking about you, Andy Doswell. We want to know what the crack is. Because Kev B is looking for your email address. You're in trouble, Dawes. See, it all works out. I had a feeling Dawes does pop in when you mention them already. Yeah, all right. The Panasonic, for those of you who are not here earlier on, the Panasonic was rescued completely soaking wet with water run now. Was left sitting in the shed overnight, plugged in the next day, even though we kind of knew it was still wet. Made a terrible squealy, angry noise because there was water pouring out. I got a very heavy duty hairdryer, blew it in the slots for about 5 minutes, and over that time it dried out. A raster came up on it, and then the line changed a bit. Then the buttons started responding, and then we were able to select video input, and we got a test card just like that on it, which looks a lot better than the person. So we were just talking about, I've an idea for a naughty experiment to prove Japanese reliability. So the next Japanese set I get, which is cosmetically not very good, I'm going to leave out, so, and it's working. We'll check that it's working before I do it. We will leave outside for 3 months and then bring back in and see does it still work. We'll do a sort of, yeah, a test of destruction. I have a feeling it'll just work. And then we'll do the same with a Thorn 3500 or a Pi 697 maybe, and we'll see how well that works out. It's working great. The grayscale needs a little twiddle, although it's, yeah. Other than that, it's quite a nice little set actually. We'll hold on to them now, and you got a wash as well, so everyone's a winner. The old hairdryer saves the day again. The old hairdryer for the win, Arlie. That's the story. Studio Workshop says, I've been doing naughty experiments too, fitting a random lofty to a Philips monitor, which I failed on. The replacement part is worth over half the value of the actual monitor. Makes you wonder, it does, alright. Bury it in your garden. We could do that afterwards, actually, yeah. There's no idea. I'll try doing the one in the rain first. Then we'll dig it up. Then we'll dig it up and see what happens. I've still got the Panasonic telly that I'm hoping to collaborate with Michael Dranfield on VRAT. Very good. I keep a hairdryer in the van, very useful for outdoor electrics that get water ingress and indeed heat shrink. Where it's not as vicious as a heat gun, indeed a good quality hairdryer is a very useful tool to have, or a good powerful one. That's 2200 watts. That one, which is pretty good. Plant a tree overall. That might make digging it up a bit difficult. That's interesting. YouTube just told me I don't have access to a feature, which I don't know anything about. I don't know. YouTube's losing its marbles. We have 31 people watching with 24 likes, which isn't great. Oh, lads. $26 here. Oh. Interesting. It has composite. It doesn't have RGB. But it has separate video and audio inputs. Video on a BNC, audio on a RCA, isn't it? I think the push fitting was called an RCA fitting. Rowney has not turned up. So he's perhaps, well, you know, I don't pay him very well. So Bro Madam is here. Jim Simpson. As Studio Wig says, Michael the Legend, indeed. Michael Dranfield is here. And White Sapphire was inquiring about your collaboration over a Panasonic television. Feckin' hairdryers, says Kev Big, got Mrs. both a Dyson and a Shark Styler this year. My wallet hurts. Here, Hunter is here too. Good evening, sir. Mike Gardner is here. We have a few popping in, like. You mean a fashionably delayed entrance, indeed. Michael's always great for that. The hairdryer I keep is a vintage 70s bright orange one. I hope it's a bit more powerful than the one I have. This is 325 watts. Whoa, snazzy. Stand back. Well, it's all right. It does the job too. Oh. Intrinsically safe flashlight. We always like a bit of them as well. Anyway, do we know of any retro art? Studio Workshop, the only one I know of is The Goblin, which is on next weekend. Next Sunday. I will be expecting reports from those who attend The Goblin in next Sunday's live stream, should I be on. I thought the live stream would be at 9. I say, yeah, we're getting up early in the morning, so there's going to be a bright line across your screen at 10 o'clock sharp. I nominate Chipmunk for second moderator. No, Roundy Mooney is the second moderator. Mrs. Odgenodge is the first. Very good. You see, I like that. Chipmunk's on the ball there. Where it is, The Goblin. The Goblin is the Galbarn radio show, which is in Galbarn, which is in Manchester. Isn't that right? Here the Honor one inquires, where did I get my diesel heater and would you recommend? Thanks, Odgenodge. Love the channel. Yours sincerely, Here the Honor. Would I recommend it? So far it seems to be going okay, and I got it on AliExpress. It's called a Vevor, Vevor, and Googling such a thing will take you straight to it. price was around 100 and splash quid at the time. More Warrington, yeah, sort of, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a spin, alright. Took me a while to get there anyway last year. Yeah, I might go next year. Getting the boat over to the UK isn't a cheap hobby anymore. I'll get a son holiday for a week and what it costs to get the boat over to the UK, so it's not. And there's no point flying over, because if you fly over, then you're going to have to get a taxi or something there, and that's going to be probably 100 quid or whatever, so it's an arse. Am I seeing that Panasonic U5? You probably are, Michael. Trust you to pick it out. Oh, I'm going to relay this story again. I'll relay it in a minute, because Michael doesn't know either. Looks like I might be on the Vamacama to Northern Ireland next weekend. Oh, very good, does. Same here. The shoe workshop being the south of the UK. Lots of stuff out of reach. Did you guys hear about the UK retro YouTubers workshop going up in flames some time ago? The bloke with the pink hair and beard. That's George Christophe. And he will no doubt be at the Goblin. He always attends. Yeah, indeed. He didn't need that. Several YouTubers have had workshop fires recently. Jesus. Don't be saying stuff like that. Roundy Mooney is in the chat. How y'all doing? Hope you're blah, blah, blah. Apologies, had guests. That's no excuse, Round. That's all right. I won't be on long anyway. Another 50 minutes. Come 10 o'clock, the shutters are coming down. Early start. Farr says, I could stay in his caravan. While that appeals, I don't know. There is wooden Bassa in this, but well, I can stay with my father in Coville if I really want it. Stay, but it's an arse of other commitments as well, so it's not just that simple. Studio Works is based in London, so everything with these events is quite far. Chipmunks, or you have no idea how to do a personal reply to people on here. Welcome, Roundy. Indeed, audio all. Evening, Roundy. Hi all. Ray Bourne, Air Honor just gave me 99 cents, which is half an hour's heat in the diesel here. Well, a bit more than that. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Al. Hope you're all doing well. Sounds like you changed that a little bit to get around the copyright infringement. I was wondering, I'm sure some of you over the years watched what you call it, Storage Wars, and your man Dave Hassler, was it? Dave Hester. Dave Hester used to have Yup across his hat, and you had a copyrighted and all. I was thinking I could copyright, rights reserved, copyright, Odron. How are y'all doing, everyone? Hope you're keeping well out there. Anyway, moving on. Only highlights to the person you aim it at. Indeed. Audio Al reckons I should trademark it. Jesus. You can only copyright a phrase that isn't already in common use. Ah, that's very good of you. Thanks very much. Thank you. That's very good of you. Oh, that goes a long way. I don't feel bad about being out here with the lights on at all now. Thank you, sir. By the way, I did see a bit of your video. I didn't get time to watch it all, with you putting the line output transformer into that monitor. I don't know how you got on with it, though. I didn't get to see the end bit. Antiques Roadshow, US. This predates the 90s, so we call it Victorian. Yeah. Just been watching Antiques Roadshow from Ireland. Oh. Except, recently picked up a load of GEC valve sheets from 1959. Has a valve KLX1 listed at £1,500. It must have been an extremely high powered output tryout or something. And the Carol is here. Hope you're all well. Good evening, Enda. Very old saying that is very true. In the USA, 100 years is a long time. In Europe, 100 miles is a long way. Yeah. That's true. Studio Workshop. I'll be in part 2, mate. Just waiting on a new desoldering pump as my one blew up. Yeah, I seen you sort of messing around with that, alright. 1,500 quid and 59 money. That was, yeah, that was a serious few bob, alright. Dear Lord. Incredible stuff. The KT88 was 1 ton, sixpence. Yeah, that puts that into perspective, alright. KT88 cost you a few more quid now. I've got 2 of them in the box down here somewhere. GEC ones. Stu Russell says, I thought about doing a few videos on the 707 restore, but moving from uni back to home, I lost the metal bracket for the scan coils and focus assembly. Oh, there. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. Yes, I remember you posting something about that on the UK VRRRRR forum, where I thought you got a bit of harsh criticism, to be quite honest. Chipmunk has a pile of valves in the 80s. A lot of people did that, alright. Always go for Russian output valves now. So much cheaper for job lots. And they work quite well. Indeed. A valve is a valve. You know, sometimes you'd see on the forums, someone's restoring the television, they want a lineup of, you know, Mullard valves in their TV. So when they take the back off, all the Mullard logos are there. Fuck's sake. I don't know. Just keep plugging the ones out in the pile till it's in, till it works. There's a poll on my channel, if you wouldn't mind plugging it. Indeed. Okay, there you go. You've plugged it, Dawes. Those of you who are subscribed to Mr. Doswell, please plug his thing and select something on his poll. Thank you. If you are not subscribed to Dawes, do so. Oh yes, Quintric's supposed to have 4 guns. Where's the 4th one pointing? Yeah. We only see 3. I don't know. Yeah, no, I do remember there was something about 4 guns alright. I seem to remember as well there was an ad for the Panasonic television, but I think it was a plasma, a flat screen. At the yellow phosphor. Yes. And thank you very much, Dawes. You see, he's bribed me now to right. Everyone subscribe to Andy Doswell immediately. Far 64 says rubbish though. That could be true. Yeah, yellow phosphor, and they had George Takei in a white coat talking about how you've yellow phosphors and stuff. You remember that ad? That's a long time ago. Just look on YouTube and see if that ad is still around. See, look at that, Andy. And Mr. Doswell won't believe us. Look, we were even looking at your channel earlier on before you popped in. I don't know if Dawes was here last week. We were watching Andy of the Vintage Electronics Workshop, or whatever he calls himself, talking about his starfish, which was quite interesting. Oh dear Jesus. Here it is. 13 years ago. Let's watch this together, everyone.
For example, this quality dining chair for only €80. Save 50%. Or this sofa bed for only €300. Save 33%.
Killing it. They kill you with ads, don't they?
Scandinavian sleeping and living.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
At Sharp, our goal is to reproduce every color in the world on TV. Introducing Quadtron Quad Pixel technology. It adds a fourth color, yellow, to the standard RGB color system, creating a vast array of colors you can't see with your TV's 3-color technology. But
love that white cow. It's cleaner than mine.
Oh my! Quadtron from Sharp.
Oh, Sharp. There, I thought it was. I was wrong. I thought it was Panasonic. It was Sharp. Oh well. Oh. Yes, indeed. That stuck in my head. Wasn't that good an ad then if I thought it was Panasonic? Sharp won't like that. Is Sharp still a thing? Right. Back in it. Let's see what's going on here. Unpin that. We're done with that. Lintron. I watched Andy swapping dud caps. Yeah, Andy, you should do your own live streams an evening with Dawes. Yeah, I'm going to say 405 line camera. Thank you. That store usually has a Philips A56 540X tube. Hello all from Croydon, South London. Thank you very much, Rich Clips. Fair play to you. 10 out of 10. 'Twas a telly at least, says Roundy. Yeah, indeed. White sapphire. Sorry, not my finest work. Eliza John is in the chat. Good evening. Sharp sold the TV business to UMC, which are Polish, I believe, and the microwave business to Vestel, which are Turkish, I believe. Am I right, Michael? UMC, yeah, I seem to remember software issues. We have one in the house, and it's not ideal. It's probably 5-year-old now. And it's a poor television. It's okay. It's in the bedroom. We use it as a smart TV, but it's not. It's not anything special. Right, we'll turn him off. Unless we get into a thing of watching vintage ads on YouTube. Yeah, let's not do that. Universal Media Company. They are Polish? Blimey, we're all filling the cap fund tonight. Thank you very much. It goes a long way. I tell you what I need to do. I need to buy a decent can of switch cleaner. Although I did get this the other day. Oh, come here. I need to clean the bench. Anyone ever used the WD-40 contact cleaner? I got that just to try it. I don't know if it's really for the on volume pots and stuff though. It's more just for cleaning contacts. We'll say might do for cleaning valve bases and stuff like that. Speaking of telly around the Mooney, they have a giant, at least 20 foot high, 60 foot wide, digital billboard near me. The most dangerous and distracting thing I've ever seen. This is right on your eye line when you come round the corner on a dual carriageway. Bloody dangerous. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Works for 40 days. Also, some great ads in the 80s. The Ariston series from Saatchi, I think, for example, got their cutting oil and lithium grease seems reasonable. Okay, Kev, sounds good. Oh, Slovakia. Ah, very good. Studio workshop's out of here, is he? Okay, chaps, I'm off now. Back to tidying up the workshop. Good chat. Aye, we'll catch you in the next one. Take her handy. Do. How much have we drifted here on this now? Over an hour or more. Bouncing around a bit. We're going to say it's 4 kilohertz off 10 megs. It's not bad for a free running oscillator that hasn't been serviced in 60 years. A bit of homebrew now, Andy. I'm on my Waddy Orange. It's a non-alcoholic beverage evening this evening. Anyway, Michael Dranfield is in the chat and Andy Doswell's in the chat, who both missed the story about the Panasonic, and a few other people joined in as well. The Panasonic, this is the 4th time I've said this. Anyway, the Panasonic we got last week, it was in the torrential rain, so the water was running out of it. We brought it in here and we left it for one day. We come in the next day and we weren't too pushed about this, to be honest. I'm quite honest, wasn't you? Anyway, I plugged it in and I made a horrible squealing noise and I thought, oh, the line output transformer probably knackered or something. Anyway, I got a very powerful hairdryer and blew it into the back vent without turning it off. And as I did so, over the space of about 5 minutes, it dried out. Started working, the button started responding on the front of it. We got a raster, then the line holes fixed itself, and then we were able to select the video input, and then we got the test card that you see in front of you, which is not bad, which leads me to an experiment which I've discussed here already a couple of times, but it's something I think I'll go ahead with. The next time I get a Japanese from this era that is cosmetically rough but working, I'll leave it sitting outside for 3 months. in the wind and the rain and see how well it responds. We'll dry it out for maybe a week. Or maybe we'll just bring it in, blow the hairdryer on and plug it in and see what happens. I have a feeling it'll work. But then our friend with the vintage studio workshop says we could bury it if it still works and then see how it responds to that kind of treatment. They really did make very bulletproof stuff. And you couldn't do that with a flat screen television. The Bible says, avoid vain repetition, but some of us were entertaining as opposed to entertained. It's hard. Like. Vodka orange, no. Well, that's it. It's very hard to turn the LEDs down, isn't it? You can see the country's busiest speed cam in the distance. Oh yeah, it's great, isn't it? Don't distract you then. That's when they get you. Some business. Live chat. Okay, there's 33 people watching. Right. Right, so this is going to be a poll. Oh yeah, I can do this easily actually. Do start a poll. Just want to get an idea tonight of how many people are actually in Ireland watching me now. And we just see. So you've 33 watching at the minute, 31 watching at the minute. Oh, 34 watching it. That's weird. Must be another bloody ad. I have to do something about that. It's getting ridiculous. I was going to say you didn't have to say no. You only had to say yes if you are, because it doesn't matter really. It'll give me an idea how many people are. Cracking tube was in flashing over. Not a bother on it. Not a bother. I haven't even taken the back off it. Wonderful. Obviously, then it was on for a few hours and it dried itself out then the rest of the way and it's just tiddling away. Cracking tube as opposed to cracked tube. No, but the tube, I think the grayscale's out a little bit, but the tube seems reasonable. Yeah, it's not flaring or anything when I give it the beans. So, yeah, no, it's probably all right. Get them thumbs out. Good man, Roundy. Good man. Never any messing with Roundy. All right, yeah, I've missed a few here. So let's see. I once pulled a 26 TX stereo out of a ditch, missing its back. Fixed it in the workshop, went back, found the cover, sold it in the shop. Oh, dear Lord. Found with flat screen, the rain ruins the screen. Yeah, it gets in between the layers. Yeah, and so must rub something off the. Yeah, maybe. I think if it gets in between the layers, it doesn't defuse correctly. I had a cracking job. Oh, you see, now I get it, yeah. And hit the live chat for all the comments, indeed. That's all. Drop any value in the very late, huge widescreen flat tubes. Interesting poll. I've often wondered too. Well, if I look at the statistics for a live stream, it says usually 20% of my viewership is from Ireland, 60% from the UK, and then the other 20% obviously made up of, people from the Philippines and Singapore and Los Angeles and all these far-flung places. Rich Clips inquires, is it a 22 or 23 inch? This is, no, it's only a 16 inch. It's only a little one. Yeah, it's only a little dinker. Austria too. Good Lord. LA is Shango. He is among us. No, I don't know if Shango has ever watched. If he has, he's never commented. But his pal has. Chris, who was called in a couple of times. And Chris was in a few of his earlier videos and that, and has his own YouTube channel. Though does not have the time to make his own videos anymore. You probably remember Chris was in here before. As Bourgeois wants to know what the noise is, it's the heater. Still love to know who makes the CRT. I don't know. Michael Dranfield now. Michael, who made the CRT? Panasonic must have made it themselves as a Wintrix tube. Who else have we got here? We have Fan Plant. Is that old TV 43? It is indeed. Matt Usha. Ah. What's CRT? Minor. Yes. I did exchange a couple of emails with Shango once on a matter. Seems like an amenable chap. Would have to go in the garden with a machete to find out. He's not one for gardening. I get that idea, all right. As long as it's Matsushita, not Matsui. Like the way I said that. Van Pants's, I keep thinking that's P. I know you said it's a drink, but all right, fair play. Do. It's the CRT in this anyway. Matsui, I think, or Matsushishiyata. A fine television she is for something that sat out in the rain and got soaked. Anyway, I think that experiment's going to be a go. We'll try that. Has everyone voted in the poll? 29 votes. Good participation in the poll. With 30 votes, with 30 watching. So everyone has participated, more or less. Except myself. 34% out of 33 votes. 33% of 33 votes is 11. 11 people watching are based in Ireland. Interesting. We will now end the poll. Okay, Daz, you won't have much to catch up on because I'll be knocking off myself in the near future. We will catch you in the next one. Thanks for dropping in, Andy. It's always a pleasure. I never could understand why Matsui and Sasho were £10 difference in price. Neither are what you call premium brands. Indeed. Jim Simpson. Thank you very much, Jim Simpson. And look, the live stream tells me that this is the first time that you have put a super on live. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Next Sunday, I'm going to have some cans. No, I'm not. I'm working next Monday. Anyway, not to worry. Thank you very much, Jim. Fair play to you. Michael Tranfield's that, and they were exactly the same brand. Yeah, just the old badge. I take it that the Matsui was the more expensive of the two. My first new colour too was a Sasho CT 141, which was the cheapest available, 129. Yeah, it's incredible, and that was probably a few bob back then, Kev, too. Both made by Orion, which was another name that doesn't bring back happy memories either. Get yourself another bottle of my waddy. I will indeed, Jim. Thanks. Likes with vodka. What? So 11 people in Ireland are right. Another poll for the Irish people. So maybe, yeah, to the 11 people who answered yes, we'll leave this poll for them, just not to skew the figures. Is that okay? Not want to leave anyone out, by the way. All right. This is something I'm interested in, which I don't want to talk about tonight as such, but we'll talk about in the future. Yeah. Now, I think that's right. I'm not sure. It's not IVRSS either, is it? Roundy Mooney, I'll know. Cello, man of mystery. Always I'm an awfully, Eliza John says. I have a 12-inch Orion that lives on. Never had the back off. It's one of my shed tellies. The Sasho has long gone, but picked up the Matsui version not long ago. When do the lights go back up in Odgenodge land? Ooh, good question. I usually leave it till second week of December. I think is plenty of time. You get fed up of looking at them then. Of course, some lights never come down, as you can see. It's still October, indeed. Thank you. Bit of sanity there from Kev. I didn't even cop that myself. Come on, White Sapphire, give me a chance. Let's get Halloween and Guy Fawkes out of the way first. Matsui 1420 was the mainstay of repairs in the 90s with open start-up resistors and the STR 50103 regulators faulty. Stupid question. I obviously missed it. What's the device on the Panasonic doing with the Nixie tube, frequency counter, or generator? Right, so this is a leader signal generator hooked into the leader frequency counter. There because we like Nixie tubes and we're going to see how far this drifted. He's set at 10 megahertz and he has drifted just on 5 kilohertz in the last, well, whatever I'm on, hour and a half, which I don't think is too bad for a 60-year-old bit of kit that's never been serviced. Yeah, so it's lost 5 kilohertz. It's gone down to 9.995, which is pretty good. You know, it's only a workshop grade. You know, it's not stabilized or anything. This was the free running oscillator, so it's pretty good. Took all my might not to vote. Well done. Say, fat blood. Thanks, John Joe. No bother. Never been serviced. That's bloody impressive. Yeah, indeed. I probably should go in and change the. Oh no, I did. I opened it up and checked the caps. I'm being Japanese caps. They were okay. So we put it back together. Right. Roundy Mooney has heard of the Irish Vintage Radio and Sound Society, I'm sure. Right. Let's say the poll. How many people? 14 people voted. 7% of those 14, do the maths. What's that? 4 people have heard of the British Vintage Wireless Society. Thank you. Or they've heard of the IVRSS. Mooney has not heard of them. Interesting. Yes. That's about that. Not much more to say on that. So, of those of you who have heard of them, what have you got to say? Leader was good stuff. I have the Leader CRT tester made in Japan. I had one of those through here, but I passed it on. I wasn't all that impressed with it. Maybe it was something I was doing. I don't know. He's just nicely warm. Not bad for a bit of valve equipment. Cheap valve equipment. Yeah, I suppose just to appease these people who, you know, didn't wanted to be in the poll and didn't want to do. Do 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 do. Right, power. Do 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 do. What am I missing here? Funny thing is, Cody's PC World still have the same attitude to this day, and yet they stay in business. If you want utterly disinterested service, go there. They are handy if you need some bit of tech right now, minus the 45-minute wait for someone to notice you. Yeah. I just realised no JJ exists, and no JJ exits, and no cowbells tonight. Well, there's going to be a JJ exit in a minute, but no cowbells now. They're running neck and neck with Halfords. Oh, for terrible service. Did his cordless mouse make noise? Does when I click it. A candidate for a TV in the rain is an Amstrad TV 2200. Hated them back in the Alan Short. Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to work again. If I could find a CTV 2200 that was still working, polls are good, helps to drive things on, and we all learn from them. Had to drill a hole in the back of the cabinet to change the on-off switch. There, oh there. There was a tiny buzz. If there was, it wasn't from me. How about Alan Sugar in the rain? I don't think he's waterproof. He hasn't been tropicalized. Oh, Roundy, we don't know what we don't need to know what you're at, right? Just have us on in the background in the bedroom. What's going on? What was that Fidelity monstrosity that was everything in one? Oh yeah, the one with the record player and the 22-inch tube and the blah 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 blah. What service is Rayburn? Indeed, they're pretty brutal, alright. CTV 1600 and CTV 2000. That's right. Or was it CT 2000? I don't know. Yeah, they were crap. They were pure crap. Someone sent me a picture of one a while ago. Chap I know who collects vintage televisions and wanted to know would it be a good boy. He said no, don't buy that. That so buzzy. Was it buzz from something? Getting interference from my microphone. Hold on a minute. The fan's going in the laptop. It's hardly that, is it? No. Is the audio still buzzy? The mic is buzzing. Oh, there. That's not good. veins induced hum going on. That is strange. It's when you scroll the mouse. Is it really? That is strange. Is it picking that up? It's the mouse. That's odd. That never happened before. I don't know. Buzz. I wonder, is there like a bit of weird fluff on the muffler here or something that's buzzing? I think they're off. Is it there now? This is strange. Wonder, is it the phone charger interfering with it? It's hard to know. Could be. I'll put that on tomorrow. Messing around will be taking the head off you. It's that flood damage telly that should be disposed of immediately. Indeed, Roundy. It probably is. Nothing since yet, I don't know. Let's see, it'll start doing it again when I start scrolling and using my mouse. It's pretty close to the transmitter-y thing, alright. Yes, the telly should be scrapped immediately. Anyway, will we end the poll, everyone? Is there a consensus on ending the poll? Right, let's see what we've got here. 69% for I am a participant. Only on Sundays 21%, maybe 8%, and can't vote watching on catch up. Nobody. Very good. Surely the mic is Bluetooth. It's not Bluetooth. It's not Bluetooth. It's on a UHF channel. In fact, here is an experiment. What channel is it on? It's on 606 megahertz. Between 606 and 630 megahertz, and it's on channel 1. I've never touched it since. I could do something real naughty here with my with this. This might I wonder I might not do that though, would it? If I put 606 into that. I don't know, hold the output real close or something. Will it come out the spout? Can you hear it? Probably not. I don't know. Anyway. Going in now in a minute. We're ready to pull the plug here, boys and girls, on YouTube, as Mr. Jean-Phil says. AVS, that's it. AVS 2000. Indeed. Audio video system. I'll imagine that's the thing. A loose connection. Perhaps a loose connection. I must say there's a pretty snazzy connector on this. A little locking pin and everything. Like, it's a proper microphone. It's the real deal. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Not a loose connection sound. I'll have to have a listen back to this afterwards, just to say. We've lost another kilohertz off the signal generator. But I think that's pretty good for what it is. Yeah, well, there's a lot of interference and stuff floating around in here. It wouldn't surprise me if it did pick something odd up. All sorts of crap on. 994, yeah. We've lost 6 kilohertz. 994. Yeah. It's on the way down, alright. It's doing well. It's between channel 37 and 40. Why is it so hard to find a list of analog E channels? I actually have a list here, yeah. And funny enough, it doesn't mention them. Yeah, because it goes channel 34 and then it skips to channel 39. So obviously that block there must have been left out for that purpose. Interesting. Instrument was placed in lab and allowed to stabilize before calibration. I'm sure it was. It's like the internet thinks analog TV is gone. Yeah, I thought so. Analog will never be on its own. That drift would need to be looked at. We wouldn't did, Kev. We'll send it to you for calibration. Yeah, calibration in the bin. Oh, channel 5. Yeah. Imagine, I was just thinking about that the other day. The last great analog channel launched. It wasn't that great, was it? We couldn't actually pick it up. I think our Woolsey Colour King was just gone a bit too shit to get it. It's not even oven stabilized, is it? I shouldn't think so. Unless the valve heaters count as an oven. It probably would settle down after a few days. Gas Mark 4, yeah. Incinerator. Crystal oven's gone cold. It is indeed. Lads, it's 21:59. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm shutting down. This is the end of the stream for tonight. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I also want to give a special thanks to those who donated tonight, which went a long way. That is the Studio Workshop, Rich Clips, Andy Doswell, and Air Honor. Every penny helps keep the thing going. Thank you very much. Roundy Rooney says 21:59. Sorry for missing the most of it. Not at all, Roundy. We all have other stuff to do. That's quite all right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And we'll catch you in the next one next week, all being well. Don't forget to unplug your set. Indeed. I hope you have a good week ahead of you, and all being well, we'll see you in the near future. Thank you all for tuning in once again, and we'll catch you in the next one. All that. Good night. Take care, and we'll see you soon.